Wait, what? Oh, I know what's happening. Do I know what's happening? Quick aside, everybody, before we get into the actual content, I was accepted into the Phobies Content Affiliate Program, the content creator program, you might call it. Shout out to the Phobies team, and thank you for that. But the reason I'm telling you, everybody out there, dear viewer, dear listener, is to let everybody know that I do receive some compensation from the Phobies team as a result of being part of that program. Now, I loved Phobies before, and I still love Phobies now, and I expect I will still continue to love Phobies in the future. So look forward to more Phobies content coming from Random's Thoughts. So now, on with the show. Welcome back, everyone. Brief technical difficulties because my mic decided to crap out. Why? I'm guessing because I was messing around with the sound card to try and figure out how I can do my headset and my speakers for Hunt. And I guess it wasn't happy about that. I got nothing. I didn't actually touch the mic, it was simply the audio output, so it shouldn't have had any impact, but what are you gonna do? It happened. So anyway, hope everybody out there is having a good start to their weekend. Friday, if it's Friday for you, if you're living in the future and it's already Saturday, congratulations. You've made it officially into the weekend. I guess we're all technically in the weekend if it's Friday, right? Does that count? I don't know. I do want to put out at the front that if you are interested in game reviews, because I have gotten some messages on Facebook and elsewhere about game reviews. Unfortunately, the patch just broke them, so this is, at least at the time of this recording, the shortest queue you're going to have to submit a game review. There's literally 2 of them. We're going to get them done tonight, and then there's no more. So, all you got to do is hit up the Random's Thoughts Discord, ! Discord in the stream, or if you're watching this on YouTube, in which case the queue may or may not be longer, no promises, check the description of the video. When you're in the Discord, there is a game reviews channel. I did change up the format a little bit. Instead of having people just put it in the channel, there's a link to a Google form. So that way it puts everything into this nice organized spreadsheet for me, and that way I can move things around as needed, as compared to me having to, manually do all this stuff and dig through the channel and figure out the sequence and all this kind of stuff. It'll make my life a little bit easier, and then we can, hopefully streamline the process a little bit. In the meantime, we're going to jump into Arena. And I was still trying to like MOBAs. I was actively trying to enjoy MOBAs, and just, I don't like them. I think MOBAs are bad. I don't want to level my Unbearable. I mean, it's probably not worth leveling anyway. I don't think Unbearable's very good. I used to really like Unbearable. It was kind of a terror for a while as I was ranking up, and then it just fell off a cliff. I don't think that it does any of the things it needs to, and that's the problem. You want it to, for example, contest Stabby. And yes, one-on-one, it might be able to fight a Stabby, but guess what? You're not going to... Honestly, I'd save the levels and just wait for another lobber at that point, if I were you. Speaking of Stabby. But yeah, I don't... Unbearable's fallen off a lot for me. There's also Air Mech Strike. I'm not familiar with that, Forgo. That one, I don't know. Alright, so they match our Stabby with their own Stabby. We got a couple levels on theirs. Not a ton, but a few. So we're just going to get this in position to cover. The boom is obviously going to go down trivially, but we should pop out a 1-drop this turn at the very least in order to try and eliminate it, and then we remove it and then we replace. So we don't want to move up 1 because of that. Let's see. I've actually been favoring using Henrietta a lot as of late because the animation is so quick. I had several games offline where I ended up losing the game due to running out of time on a very complex turn. And ultimately, the root cause was because the animations for a given phobie just took 100 years, kind of thing. I was thinking about this earlier because I played other games, namely RuneStrike, that, hey, Ando, what's good? Exactly, Scrungle. Namely RuneStrike, that allowed for the acceleration of animations. You could just tell the game to do stuff faster. I would kind of like to see that. I'm sure there's something going through the dev's head that, like, well, everybody's going to do that, then that would be the best way to play the game, basically. Leap. This. That. So we could put Inoculus here and cover this. I don't know if that's actually what we want. I think we'd rather have, like, Jin Sting. I want to go Hevo, because I've had some success on this map with it. If we're going to go Inoculus, we probably want it now, though. So this Inoculus can cover the center tile. And it frees up our Stabby to move if we want to. I mean, it can only go forward one, but... I actually never played that, Scrungle. I never played that game. Alright, so our opponent's maxed on Phobies with 2 1-drops. I mean, makes sense. We have 13 keys, they have 14. They are not taking the center, though. I don't really understand why. So they can hit us for 5, 9, 13. Like, they can't quite kill this. The problem with this here is we're going to have to do juggling if we want to get a Clinico in, which will be obnoxious. Hey, thank you for the follow. Much appreciated. Welcome. Welcome. Are they on? I played them like 6 or 7 times over the last day. Truthfully. Part of me wants to go sheep, but I know it's bad, so I'm not going to. I probably should have just banked or gone for a 1-drop or something, but we'll see. Because the problem here is if they dive the Stabby, I can't actually do much about it. Because I can't heal it now because I maxed out on Phobies. Banking would have been better, I think. Because this gets us nothing. I had popped this out because I wanted to try and push damage on one of these. This is how ridiculous it is. Stabby has less health than Jin Sting. See, now we can't get a 1-drop ready to immediately fight this stuff. Maybe I need to inch this around. This should have probably been up here instead of behind Stabby. This was kind of silly. I thought I'd use the Stabby to be a bodyguard for it, but now I need Stabby up here in order to get this relevant. If I put this here, they probably just kill it. They banked to 8. That's scary. I think this is a throw, chat. I think I lost this one. But tonight's a learning night. Tonight, I'm trying to force myself to try different things on different maps. So that way I can just see what I want to do for some of these things. I have no idea why they did this. Like, why not retake the mid here when I can't do anything about it? So this means... So 5, 9, we'll say 10, 14. So this is a dead Stabby. Definitely suggest getting if you're into roguelikes. I don't really play that many roguelikes, I don't think. I mean, Darkest Dungeon was probably my first foray into it. Obviously, I played Vampire Survivors a lot on stream. I'm trying to think of other roguelikes that I played. I'm not sure. So yeah, honestly, chat, I don't know how I win this. This is dead. The only question is, can I kill the Jin Sting? Which I don't think so, because this is going to be 8. This can't target. Yeah, this was just an error having that there. Alright, we lose. Because I can't fight through this. We're going to do something cute because we can. Not necessarily because it's good. Yeah, this game's 100% lost. Literally just spent an hour in one arena game? How is that even possible? Like, how did that happen? So I probably should not have put, like, bothered with this, because this kills the cat and this. We trade 4 keys for 1. They possibly kill our stabby? I'm not sure. Like, it's not impossible. Yeah, you can't kill it with the Jin Sting if you're trying to make the Jin Sting live. That's actually really funny, DT. I can't believe... How is it possible that that game lasted that long? Like, that's actually insane. That's legitimately insane. Oh, wow, that doesn't displace. That's actually pretty funny.
Thought and retort as sure as torture. Those that fear you make you stronger.
So they could go like Clinico, and I'm gonna scream, for the record. If they come after this, we get both of them, and then it's Hevo and Stabby versus their remaining 7 keys. If they don't come after it, we might be okay. 9. They should be able to kill this. I mean, they 100% can. It's just a question of whether they choose to.
Damage grows like a blossom.
So, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate on YouTube and chat for this. I can't stand Lippy. Like, Lippy irritates me to no end. I really hate Lippy. I thought Lippy was just obnoxious in the tutorial, but Lippy actually tilts me. Like, I knew they were going to go Clinico. This is what I was afraid of. My friends don't like Lippy either, and don't get me wrong, if you like Lippy, that's fine. Whatever makes you happy. Lippy makes me exceptionally unhappy. And I know I'm in the minority. Whoop, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to shoot this. I'm trying to figure out how to turn him off. I don't know that there's actually a way, Doc. So they can kill this if they want. I don't know that this is better. What? I legitimately don't know what you're talking about, Scrungle. Yeah, I'm pretty sure your jar dies if you do that. Honestly, that might be okay. What just happened? Why do they have an invisible jar? They're undoing so many things. I just have to wait. But I don't want to turn off the sound. I want to turn off Lippy. But Doc was saying he turned off all the sound. It didn't work, but I'm assuming he meant to, like, playing around with settings. There's no way if you turn off literally all sound that Lippy is still there.
I suspect they'll be back once they've found some fresh diapers.
Chat, I don't know what just happened, but apparently we won? I feel like we were winning that. But I don't think that we were, like... That's weird. Yeah, I don't know why the name changed. Somebody did ask that, DT, in the official, Discord. Yeah, GG. GG. I don't know how we won that. Yeah, Raining Worms, exactly. But I don't know if people aren't aware. If people aren't, and you get to see the new menu now. This menu actually looks pretty sweet. I like this. But yeah, Exponential Decay is the new name for Rent Past Due. I missed the other message. Gotcha. Oh, you did, Onda? I saw somebody ask it. I didn't know it was you. I'm curious. I mean, it doesn't bother me. But, whatever. You know what? I'm curious if this may sting a bit may also get changed. Because you know what I was thinking is I wonder if there was a restriction with displaying the name when you load into the game. That's one of those things that, I don't know if this is true, but that sounds like one of those things that could be just a random, like, just bizarre coding thing where, oh, well, we can't have this many characters, but Exponential Decay feels really long. I don't know if that's more characters than Rent Past Due. I'm not going to count it. I don't care. I don't care that much. I'm just curious. I'm going to ask the question, but not bother doing any research to see if any of my theories hold up, because that's what we do around here. Actually, I usually do a ton of homework on it, and I have too much homework for other stuff to do right now. All right, Joe, we're going to do a game review. We're going to do a game review, so let me pull up the spreadsheet. An admin approved my post in the Aphobies official Facebook group. Sweet. It was me going live, so that helps. Now, I don't need the bot. I did ask about the bot. We'll see what happens, chat. Where is it? Game submissions. There we go. We got a couple others. We're up to 5 now. So people do know how to use the form. Sweet. Not like it's super complex, but... First game up is Fortute in the new batch since everything got broken by the patch. As you can see, whole bunch of brokens. But we got our opponent here. I made a mistake not use a Rambolina attack because of time, but I managed to come back. Well, let's see where it is because this is on Scoposium, whatever it is. Some of them, Doc. Yes, some channels may make a living about that. I mean, a lot of people love Lippy, Scrungle. I'm hyperbolizing because it's funny for the stream. By the way, our hero's in the orange trunks here, for anybody watching this on YouTube. But, I hyperbolize for the stream. Do I hate Lippy? No. Is Lippy a little on the... frequent side, we'll say? Yes. But... there are people that were loving Lippy. I mentioned it even in the patch review that I'm hoping that people don't get sick of Lippy and then say, you know, it was too much of a good thing. If there were a slider to turn Lippy on and off, or just or even the frequency, would be even better. But I mean, I don't know what it requires to do that. But it's like anything else. if everybody out there's tired of me, you can just mute me. If you get tired of Lippy, well, I hope you love Lippy. Alright, so, as to the actual game, we have a pseudo-mirror match between these Rambalinas. This is bold, sending this up here, but I imagine that this Murder Wing can't die from this jar hit. Yeah, this is a low-level jar, or relatively low. Well, wait. Oh, yeah, so this will be fine. This is a really weird early game for both players, because I don't really understand this Thunder Rocks. Although, admittedly, I mentioned this in Discord, which, by the way, hit up the Random Thoughts Discord if you're watching this on YouTube. That's where you can get your games reviewed, like we're doing right now. And this is not going to work out the way you think. Well, I guess this is fine. Yeah, you're not going to end up... Wow, you hear Lippy in the replay, too. So you can't hang around unless you're willing to trade for the jar, because this is going to kill, even if you go, like, over here. And that's fine. I was mentioning offline that I want to use Thunder Rocks more specifically as a Bow Mangles counter. I'm not a huge fan of it into Hevo, certainly not on this map. Not a real big fan of that. So we do get Rambolina occupying the enemy stim here. This is a good heads-up play by the bad guy. So that way... I guess that's okay. I don't see a point in moving off of this, though. I'm not sure where they're going to be positioning, but this just prevents them from taking this, although they're not going to... They're probably not going to bother trying to take it with the Rambolina, because the Rambolina will die, so I guess you get to move one space. So we did see the kill on the jar go down up here, which, like I said, was kind of expected, but we're going to see the Eternal Knight seek revenge. Okay, that's cool, Eric. I mean, I'll live, but I imagine at a certain point, Lippy will get to be grading. So yeah, definitely the devs have been, shout out to the devs, because they have been very responsive. They have been very responsive. I mean, the fact that the 2 modes that came in this patch, like, hold on. Real talk. I imagine the devs at some point, I wanted to pause because I feel like I'm not giving enough attention to the game, and this is worth talking about. The devs have, in introducing what I'm going to say tournament mode, playing at level 1 phobies, as well as Frenemies Arena, yes, people have been pleading for that, but I have to imagine it was on the whiteboard at some point, right? There is zero chance that the devs didn't talk about this stuff. And the fact that they introduce these things is, like, this is very much, to me, a goodwill thing. That it's like, hey, even if they were already planning on doing this, it is good that the community called for it and then they did it. It's great that they did that and didn't, like, choose a different path or try and talk themselves out of it or something. Like, we've all played games where the devs just do bizarre things. So shout out to the devs, because I think that it is really cool. I'm really excited about these features, and we will be talking about that stuff later. But yeah, seriously, shout out to the devs for that, because I really think that both, like, those 2 things are huge. I wasn't exaggerating when I put it on the YouTube thumbnail. This is the most significant patch. Honestly, it feels more important to me than full disclosure. But anyway, we get a Mother Load coming in, which is, again, a little weird into the Thunder Rocks, but the Thunder Rocks was weird to begin with. I don't think Thunder Rocks is worth it. We do have a little bit of strange positioning from both players here. So, get a little hydrate action. Get a little hydrate action. Chat, remind me to talk about Fright Night later tonight. Remind me to talk about Fright Night. So we get the invade here. Is this going to kill this? It will. So that's going to... This is actually pretty cool, because it yoinks it onto the healing spot. Now, yes, you could get a displace. They're going to have to kill this turn. Does this die to lava? No. Oh, this must be the Rambolina turn. This must be the Rambolina turn. So this puts Mother Load at risk. It's unlikely it dies, but it's not impossible. Here's where I forget about the move. Oh, after this? I mean, it could have been because of this. How much damage does this do? 700. So, yes, it would have... I imagine the Mother Load lives if this doesn't connect.
time for a barbecue.
Oh, no. That was actually a funny Lippy quote. Always a good time for a barbecue, because, yeah. I mean, did you miss an attack with the Rambolina? I was talking in the middle of it, so I might have missed it that you attacked twice, that this thing survived with such a sliver of health. We get the boop there. That pushes this onto the lava. The Rambolina's toast anyway. It's literally at 1 health. Certified barbecue moment? Yep. So we do have a 3-to-1 panic point advantage, good guy. But the problem here is this Rambolina is still alive. There's too many things alive for the bad guy. 6 keys to 6 keys remaining, so that's at least even. The positioning here is weird, because, like, this almost feels like a puzzle game, because there's stuff everywhere. It's not obvious that one player lost something and the other player's chasing them down, or, like, there's an invade about to happen. It's just, like, stuff is strewn everywhere. This Jin Sting is dead. Oh, my God. Would the Bachelor kill the Chargels if it was on the stem? The Bachelor started here. It would have, yeah. The Bachelor would have gotten it. That's a good catch, chat. So we went back 2 turns, for anybody who's confused. The Bachelor ends up taking this point, which I can understand the desire to try and get this panic point advantage, but this... Oh, wait, no. Yes, it would have. Because Bachelor started here, so you go here, you kill the Ray Chargels due to the lava. So Ray Chargels is dead. That means Jin Sting lives. Feel like Chargels should have died? Yeah. Chargels could have died. Which is very, very relevant. Because that ultimately on this next turn, we'll play it out again so you can see what wouldn't have happened. Because right now, this is a very healthy Jin Sting. It's full health, it's full health. So it would have got hit twice by this, once by this, and then once by Kivo for 4. Actually, it still would have died. It still would have died, but the difference here is that the Klepto... Well, so how would this have looked? The Klepto would have ended up, stayed there. 1, 2, 3. Rambolina goes here. And then it depends on whether they decide to kill the Bachelor. Presumably they won't, and they'll go after the Jin Sting. He was earlier on, though. I don't know if Luffy's still here. But yeah, this Ray Chargels absolutely should have been dead. So we do get the stemmed up lob. Okay, one quality of life feature that I really want the devs to add. I don't think I've mentioned it in Discord, but I've said it on stream. Chat, anybody watching this on YouTube, hit up the official Phobies Discord and tell them this. I want the ability to have the life bars up all the time. Yeah, Morbid's right. Luffy hurt himself pretty bad. Alright, so we get a little violence going down. Get the kill on the Chargels finally. We get the kill on the Rambolina here. This will die, but the important thing is that it's protecting this... Protecting... I was trying to hear what Lippy said. Protecting the Stairmaster. We get the Clinico. The back break... Clinico can be so backbreaking. It's so demoralizing. Hey, Taco, what's good? We get an invade to kill the Klepto. I actually really like this. I like this because although you'll likely lose the Primate... This is 4... 6... 10? You might lose the Stairmaster, too. But if you do, that means that multiple things are on lava. This is okay. Yeah, 4-0 panic point advantage. I do like the invade because the Klepto is how they win this game. Been seeing a lot of Minotaur plays recently. I honestly haven't seen it that much. I have not seen it that much, even post-patch. Oh! The Stairmaster lives. That hurts. That hurts, because that's a lot of damage that's going to go down. Well played, Fortute. Managed to pull this out. Managed to pull this out. The power of 5 HP. Exactly. Don't let anybody tell you levels don't matter. Levels matter. I mean, we had that Rambolina early in the game that survived at 1 HP. Like, come on. GG. Well played, Fortute. Well played. Numbers won this for a hero, but GG. It could have been won. Like, that game actually was way more complex for Fortute than it needed to be because of the couple plays that we talked about. Both the Rambolina whiff, the Bachelor whiff. If those two things happened, I think that bad guy just gets clobbered. Hey, it happens, Fortute. You've seen me play plenty of times. Don't beat yourself up over it. Although Claws has been kicking my teeth in. Slammerhead plus Rambolina versus Hevo 2.0 and Repeller. All right. So we get my opener out of Gamer going first. Our good guy here in the blue trunks on Moai. I'm going to need some more water after this, chat. But yeah, I'm actually very... Ooh. This is bold. Is this a dead cat? But if this stays... No, this is 540. This actually doesn't die to this. Because what I was thinking is you hit this and then follow it up with your... Okay. This it'll die to. I mentioned it before. Claws has kind of been the final boss in a lot of gameplay reviews because Claws is a very strong player. There's a few people that show up on the regular, we'll say. Alright, so there's the Evo 2.0. So the question is, do you want to trade Murderwing and Cat for this dog here? In fact, Gamer does. This is actually also really good positioning, because it ensures that the Murderwing gets pulled onto the point, which is exactly what you were going for. Now, this is a little surprising that this Cowbell swung up top instead of going here, because if you went here... You could have capped this point and then the spider can't get to it. At least I think it was in position. Alright, so we do get the retreat here, or the realignment from Hevo, because otherwise I'm pretty sure this... Actually, I don't want to say I'm pretty sure, because I have no idea. This thing may or may not have booped the Hevo into the pit. I have no idea. We get a Sparky, chat. Chat, we get a Sparky. You don't see those every day. So... Timeout. This is something interesting to note, how Gamer's playing this. Gamer is very high up on the ladder. Gamer's a very strong player, right? Why the hell haven't they taken this point? They clearly had the ability to. And I have to imagine it's because they specifically want 5 keys next turn. So we get the boop in order to push the Sparky away. And it has to be a key-related thing. I mean, yes, you could cap this and then they can recap it with the Henrietta, and it might be just that the gamer is thinking, oh, until I eliminate their 1 key, there's no point. And I can respect that. So this is bold here. You are in range to get hit by all of this, well, except for Cassowary twice. So they could juice the Jar. Jar's doing almost 700 a clip. That almost kills the Jin Sting by itself. The Hevo doesn't have to stay. Really? Okay. Can you kill the Sparky? Alright, that's a dead Sparky. That's better than killing Jin Sting. I'll give him that. Oh, Sparky idle animation, like the one where he laughs or plays with some electric ball. Sparky does have some of the coolest animations in the game, I will say that. Alright, so this is a much better play from Claus. Getting the Sparky. I didn't think there was enough damage there to do it, but obviously there was. So we get a Repeller as an addition to Claw's army. We get a Boop here. And then a Rambolina. Okay. I mean, you can see where this is going. It's funny, both of them are so hell-bent on smashing Phoebes that no one's bothered to retake the center point. So the reason I called it out earlier, aside from, like, well, why wasn't Gamer retaking the center point? We talked about a few reasons why, but it's important to note when higher-level players do these sort of things. Because, for example, I tend to kind of just derp around trying to fight over these neutral panic points. And in this case, we're seeing no, they're not bothering. There should be a natural disaster phobia? What, like, the phobie's actually a tornado, Taco? Yeah, double Hevos. This Slammer head also feels like it's taken a beating and is still hanging around. It has 2,300 health. That's a lot of health. A little creepy Gonzo Bonzo action. This is a lot of damage on Rambolina. So the boop there means that the Rambolina cannot circle around and boop the Gonzo into the pit, which could have happened. Middle panic point is an easy target. Yes, but there were 1 keys on the board. I'm not saying, like, send Rambolina to cap the middle. It's going to die. But there were 1 keys on the board and they never bothered. So, up. Wait, what? Oh, I know what's happening. Do I know what's happening? Yep. Chat, let's see this again. This is an awesome play, chat. Somebody clip this. Somebody's got to clip this. You see the droney go in? And it's like, why is there a droney? What possible purpose could be the droney? We get the zap there on the Hevo. We get the fireball going down on the Hevo. But here's the important part. Boop. Bye-bye, Gonzo. Gonzo the Great, he is not. That was a smart play. That was a great play. I thought it was going to take the center and it just kept going. That was a great heads-up play. Honestly, Droney for those sort of plays is great. Rip Toy Story Monkey? Yep. Now, Rambolina's going to pay for its sins, but I mean, getting Hevo 2.0 and Gonzo off the board seems pretty good. Seems okay. So we get a fetch, which just punishes the Droney. Oh no. Not like this. Chat. We get another boop in this game? Boop. That is ridiculous. Double boopage. I mean, this Ray Chargels is not long for this world, and it served its purpose now that the Hevo 2.0 and the Repeller went down. Yeah, you get a little boop. The boops are great. The boops have been great this game. 0 keys to 0 keys. I mean, yes, that went down, but we knew it was going to go down. Like, that was happening anyway. That fetch might as well not even be in the game anymore, because it's, like, on the other side of the earth. Well, that got broken by the patch, didn't it, Onda? I guess we got a boop here just for funsies. Because it pushed the jar, but obviously it doesn't matter. Oh my god, are we gonna get another boop? Is this gonna be another boop, chat? No, they're not going for it. Because you could slide the Jin Sting here. No, it would have just ended up on the stem. Never mind. 2200 health. This is going to be close if you're just going for the heart. Oh, the Evo's just dead? Alright, it's not going to be that close. GG. Well played, gamer. Well played. That was a pretty cool game. Double boops. Double boops. You love to see it. And they weren't... So, real talk. The first boop, there is no shot. No shot that Claus could have seen that coming. That is not a play that you expect. The droney from downtown all the way to set that up? Like, no. There's no way you see that coming. Not a chance. So I don't fault Claus. Like, well played, Claus, but that one, you know, well played, gamer. That was well done. That was well done. All right, chat, we're back. All right, it looks like Hyper Eat's doing Hyper Eat things and bossing people. Bossing people around. I wonder if that was intended by the devs to have that particular turn of phrase. Honestly, between Hyper Eat's boss and Claw's Thematic Gin Sting, they've been kind of bullying me. The natural disaster phobia I mentioned earlier, I think, would be a tornado and have an ability like Grimes, or if it kills something, it's a damage boost. It would also be dimensional. The reason damage boosts is because of how tornadoes can pick up things, becomes deadlier. See, I would think that it would have a displacement effect instead, Taco. That it would, like, if it moves next to a phobia, it automatically boops them, kind of thing. So, like, if you get close, it's going to pick it up, or maybe it has a yoink. Because, it, you know, a tornado will pull things in. You could have a boop because it throws things out of the tornado, or you could have a yoink because it sucks things in. Either one would work, I think. Hey, salesman, what's good? Just had a real cool game review. Had a real cool game review from Gamer24x7. I'm debating. I guess we'll let this play out because I'm curious how this game ends. With this ridiculous stalemate. Like, look at this. This is ridiculous, chat. This is redonkulous.
Taught and retort is sure as torture. Those that fear you make you stronger.
So one thing that I mean, aside from Lippy kind of annoying me, but it bothers me that I wish that... Or it bothers me that Lippy does not have, like, a pop-up or any way to see... I want subtitles for Lippy, basically, is what I'm getting at. I want subtitles for Lippy. Alright, so we get a quick snipe on the enemy Stabby, but that means this Stabby's gonna die, I assume. I love the animation for boss, too, real talk. I don't quite understand all these traps to a degree, because it's like... Ha! Firkin Leapercarn. Subtitles at the top of the screen would be good, like in the tutorial. Yeah, I agree, Yonda. Which, again, if you have suggestions, the Phobie team has obviously demonstrated they listen to feedback, so let them know. Let them know. That is a very deep boss dive. 2,400 health, so it might not be able to die, but, like, this is 1,000. This is going to be 1,100 plus another at least 1,100 to 22. This is a dead boss if they commit basically everything to it. So, Chad, I watched Prey the other day, the new Predator movie. I really liked it. I rate it pretty highly. I honestly, while I love the original Predator, I don't think it's anywhere near the best Predator movie. I think it's great for, like, setting the universe and stuff. And there's obviously a lot of classic things in it. But truthfully, I liked other Predator movies more. It's in no way was the Predator, the original Predator movie, bad. I just felt that other Predator movies were better. And by the way, if you're watching this on YouTube, let me know down in the comments, what's your favorite Predator movie? But I really liked Prey. I thought it was awesome. Both Naru and Sari, awesome. The Predator, it looked a little derpy, but the movie as a whole, I felt honestly in the beginning it was very slow, but I kind of felt that way about the original Predator as well. And it took a while to get going, but once it did, it didn't stop. And there were so many scenes. I remember talking to my wife about it, and I was like, oh, and then the Predator did this, and then this happened, and then this other character did this, and then they responded by doing, and it's just like, it kept going, and I'm like, I'm going to tell you the whole movie, because this is awesome. Snakey for the win? Yep. You love it. You love it. Alright, chat, let's get in on some arena action ourselves. I didn't update the starting MMR. I just realized. I don't think anybody cares. I do it for me, mostly, so I know what my... Like, am I improving? Because at the end of the day, it's... I'm playing enough games that any given game, while it may tilt me or not, is not that important. It's more, am I climbing the ranks or am I falling behind? That's basically what it comes down to. Need 2 wins, but you're too lazy. 2 wins till what? Till, like, caps? Or what are you trying to hit, Akune? Or Sum of All Fears 3 till 3,400? We were talking about it offline. Burnout is really a thing, and I think there's something... The way Phobies works is a heavily cognitive game, right? You really have to be thinking about what you're doing. And it's very easy to burn out, especially if you're trying to keep up with the free-to-play grind. Or if you are trying to climb the ranks, or if you have whatever goal. It is definitely challenging to try and not burn out. Yeah, that's where I'm at, Akune. I do want to... I am now utilizing async specifically going forward. I realized this last night, earlier today, sort of. I want to try and just force different game plans in async just to see how they feel. Just to see how they feel, because there's a lot of things I would like to try. Phobie name Whirly. Rarity possible, ultra rare. Passive. Each kill it gets more damage, secondary passive. At the end of its turn, it affects enemy phobies around it within 1 tile AoE. This is affected by the damage boost. Oh, it's affected by the damage boost. 1,400 to 12,000, or 1,400 to 2,000 based on its key cost. Let it be decided by you people. Damage could be 480 or higher. That seems kind of broken. Are there any phobies right now that have 2 abilities? Passive or active? Not counting, you know, a dimensional phobia with an ability, because that doesn't really count, but... Getting a Dreadful back kind of made me stop playing the game. I've said it before that I still think the game could afford to be more generous. The game could absolutely stand to be more generous. Alright, so we can't go down here because we'll die. But do we trade the snowball for their... We're gonna do that. I don't know if that's worth it. We will be able to kill this because it's gonna end up here. And we can go here. Unless they follow up and force us not to. This may not be a worthwhile trade, truthfully, but I'm not sure. Oh no, they're not going to end up on the lava here. Because when they kill this, they're going to get pulled onto the stim. Doom Doom has 2? I guess because it shows the traps and deactivates traps. Smiley does literally no damage. So the reason I'm bringing this up is if you're going to have a phobie that has a high damage output, as you're suggesting, it has it affects enemy phobies around in a one-tile AoE. I guess it depends on what... If you're saying it just damages. So it has an AoE damage, it has decent regular damage, and it has a positive growth. Like, that's a lot of stuff. Alright, so if we kill this, then they get us with their Snowball. It might not have been worth trading Snowball out, truthfully. If we put this here, they can hit it with Jar. So they could, like, go down here, leap, and then it dies, basically. If we leave it here, it dies. Because they can do the same thing. So we'd, like, have to go here, which is unfortunate. We're actually going to leave this up here, are we? If we put it here... 4, 508... 6, 7, 7, yeah, it'll die. If they come after the cat, then we can kill the Snowball. No, they can't one-shot the wing with the Snowball, but they could... They're going to send in the Cassowary, and then either Cassowary Snowball or Cassowary Jar kills the Murder Wing, and we don't have the damage to punish them for it. At least that's the logic. And maybe that's wrong, but... So we unfortunately do give them this. There's really not much we can do about it. We can put Murder Wing on this obstacle. Because then this plus Jar don't kill it, and this is going to be out of range. And then we can fly over and snipe the Jar later. If they leave it there, which they won't. This is going to do 12, 11. So, like, if we put this on the healing spa, they're not going to dislodge it. Not with what they have. They banked to 9, which is a little concerning. We don't have to go after that yet. So if we go here... They could step forward and kill it. I doubt they're going to. If we put this here, we can get the Jar. 1, 2... Leap can't get it. They can't swing around with Snowball anyway, so this will push the Jar back. This will allow me to leap off the stim if for some reason I want to, but no, we don't want that there because then the Snowball can just kill us. Like, they just kill the Cassowary for free. Or freezies. We could body block here, actually. Hold on. That lets me reposition a variety of different ways. I think that's better. I was thinking if you kill the Cassowary first and then use the stim to retaliate, probably not worth it anyway. We'll have to go back and look, because I'm already so many turns past that I don't even remember the board state, legitimately. Cats and Mildred are small, so is Razormouth and Electrocat about their size. Are they actual big, so Cats and Mildred can become that big? Maybe? I mean, they are notably different cats. The cats are yellow, right? The ones inside Mildred? Razormouth and Electric Cat are phobies, though. Personification of fear. They're intended to be larger than life. Yes and no. That's a Smother Mother. It's a level 3 Smother Mother, but it's still almost 850 damage. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot of damage. Do we still tank it, though? So it's 8, 13, 19. If you pull, we're not... Like, you're not getting anything. If we go here, you could pull and kill it. If we get any closer with the Murder Wing, it's dead. You're a monster. You're a monster! I don't know that this is really what we want, but I don't know what our answer is here. If we leave this here, it's going to end up healing like 129, so... Like I said, we'll say 9 rounded up and... Oh, you don't have the fireball, never mind. Part of me says move the cat in. I don't know if this is a good idea. This could be very bad. Mildred's got a yellow, blue, and green cat, but the one in the attack animation is a yellow cat. Okay. A little hydrate action. Well, this is coffee, so it's not necessarily hydrating, but we'll go with it. That's not ready yet, Luffy. That's not ready yet. Will be soon. Coffee does, in fact, have water in it. That is true. That's for later in the stream, Luffy. You gotta hang out for the late night. Gotta hang out for the late night. That's from the... I added the extension for... the hell's it called? Cult of the Lamb. Yep. I loaded it up earlier today just to make sure there wasn't, you know, like a day one patch sort of thing. Yeah, Luffy, you got chat all worried about you. I mean, for good reason. Your back is something you don't want to screw with. I mean, really, there's no part of your body that you'd be willing to be like, oh, well, it's okay if I hurt this part. No. Your body parts are pretty important. That's a weird thing to say, right? I don't know what just happened. We could have hit this thing, so we leap... No, we can't hit it. There was no world in which that worked. The pull is up, right? Pull is up, so that's going to be 8, 12... We'll say 13, 23, 29... 30. So this is a dead alligator. It's actually a dead alligator. Might still be a dead alligator, I'm not sure. We're gonna try and set something up, chat. I don't think this is gonna work, but I think we just don't have enough damage to leverage the boops and the poles right now. Oh no, that sounds awful, Luffy. I hope you do get better. Bent spine crew? It's not... doesn't sound like the gang you want to be a part of. Technically speaking, your spleen isn't looking that good right now. That sounds concerning. Hope you're okay too, Scrungle. If we left the spider alone, we would have been okay, but... as in, if I left it here. Nah, I had mine pulled a while ago, Luffy. I don't even remember if I really... yeah, I did need to get rid of them. Sounds like a rejected prison gang name, I guess. Alright, so we got the muffin gone. Yeah, I think modern, and I'm not a dentist, but like for mine, one of them was growing, they were impacted and one was growing sideways, so it actually, when I got them pulled, it solved a lot of my allergy issues, because one of them was growing and pressing on my sinuses, so it ended up solving that problem, but more people I know ended up, you know, they still have their wisdom teeth. Alright, so if they pull... I don't know how you pull and get 2 hits off of this, but I'm not going to stay here and find out. I'm not really sure how we fight this. I imagine they're gonna go in, so I'm trying to get this ready. Well, that's awkward. I mean, we might be able to kill the Klepto now. Chat, what is happening? I don't have enough damage, brings cowbell. Well, I wasn't planning on engaging, truthfully. Now, I mean, the issue has been forced. It's happening whether I want it to or not. So if we go here and boop, I'm hoping the Klepto ends up here, and then I can just yoink it with the spider. But I don't know where it... this is the problem. I don't know where it's going to get displaced.
Glorious is glorious.
Of course not. Yep, get a little lippy action there. This better be enough damage, because we're going to run out of time otherwise. Alright, it's close enough now. We're at risk of losing the gator. They still have 10 keys, for the record. That's really bad. We could lose the gator here. Like, it's either the gator or the Rambolina, most likely. I doubt both, but... Honestly, I was considering it, DT, but they have 10 keys left, so I didn't want to do that. The good news is our spider's gonna survive this, as far as I can tell. I mean, it's not impossible for them to kill it if they had done something differently. Alright, they went mother load. That's not really good for us either. And it's close, but you can't get both. That's not good. Alright, so they're gonna walk this away, because otherwise they're expecting the gator goes in and just kills it, I guess. So for the record, this cassowary could have died on, like, turn 3, and it's hung out this long. Down goes Rambolina. So I don't know that Barzilla really helps us here, truthfully. I don't know that it's bad, or it would be bad, but maybe not worse than what we have. This does not have a leap right now. No, this can't reach. This could hit the spider. I guess that's okay. We could position the spider aggressively, but I think this just walks in and hits us, so that would be bad. The problem is the gator's a big portion of our damage right now. Like, our team kind of sucks, comparatively. We're having to siege a Clopster, Ginsting, Hevo right now. The answer, walk a dog up to him. Cerberus can do some funny things sometimes. Cerberus can do some funny stuff. So we can hit for like 5, 10, maybe 13? Probably not 14. I don't think there's any way we kill this. I guess it's not impossible, but it's exceptionally unlikely. Because, like, this can't reach. Oh, wait, no, we can reach it. Okay. Alright. Oh, that's bad. Well, that's real bad. We could kill this, and then we just, like, this annihilates our entire team. We need them to make an error that allows us to get a good pull, but I just don't see that happening. Because if we go here, they can yoink it there, and then it's in range. We kind of have to hide, like, here. Hold on. You here. You here. You here. No, we probably want the spider here, so that means you here, you here. That seems really stupid, but I don't know what else we do. Here it is, chat. It's happening. Somebody was, like, super excited that I mentioned Thunder Rocks offline. This looks a lot like my matches here. I mean, the Thunder Rocks is never going to connect, let's be real. It's never going to actually connect. Come on. Dude, they should do is kill off the cowbell here, so that way I can't recap a point without risking something. Still no Morty? So, funny story, I had a game offline that tilted me off the face of the earth. Yep. They tilted me off the face of the earth because my opponent played like a level 12 6-cost ghost thing. What the hell is it called? Alistor. It was like a level 11 or a level 12, so I could have... I actually sent Morty out, and I could have killed it, but because of animations... Like, I misclicked and did a regular Murder Wing attack instead of a meatball, and as a result, I was like 6 damage short or something stupid. So I tried to undo it, and then just obviously I ran out of time because of animations, so... Womp womp. That game, like... I was so angry after that. I was so tilted, it was incredible. I don't know why they didn't do what they were originally going to do. Game? See, the spider is going to pull it to here, which means this needs to be, like, here. Which is unfortunate, because they're just going to back away and then take no damage, which is obnoxious, but, I mean, what am I going to do? This can walk in... Like, this might be dead. How much does this do? 600? 1200? It won't quite die. It's going to be close. I think we have to take a risk here and hope that they go in or something stupid. I don't think they can kill the Stairmaster. They could possibly just straight up walk away, kill the cowbell, and just walk away, and then they can recap with the this thing whenever they want. Yep. And now this thing's fully healed because that Clinico has gotten an enormous amount of value. Oh, they can kill it. 1, 2, 3, and then they get it on the back end. They can, in fact, kill it. So their team is like all full health, right? Well, except for the snowball, which we can't get to. This jar would... I mean, it got that Klepto, but this jar has not been great.
Fine, Lord.
They go here, they pull to here. 1,000... 1,400. I mean, this can yoink, so this has to move. Nope, you can't go anywhere. Do you die? So that's 4, 508, 808, 850. This will live. It'll tank it if they go there. Which means this could reposition here. They could yoink this, which could be very, very bad. But if we trade this for the Smother Mother, which might be what happens as a result of this, I guess I'm okay with that. Because the Smother Mother will be on the lava, so we can go to the panic point and yoink it to here. Is this enough? I hope I didn't miscount this. It's going to be close, but it should not be enough even with this. Not quite. I mean, this thing is basically out of commission for 2 or 3 turns, so it might be okay with that. Because Leap is up, obviously Jar's there, this could just walk in, so if I put this on the healing spot, it's gonna die. Pretty long game, yep. It's been a marathon. Been on a losing streak lately. Does anyone have any advice given chat? I keep finding people are higher level phobies than me. There's not much you can do about that, salesman, but I can sympathize with the losing streak. I've been getting my butt kicked a lot lately. Just win. It's that simple. You just win. It's simple. If you beat your opponents, then they can't win.
Exquisite.
So we're going to lose the Gator, and I don't know if that's worth it. But, I mean, we kind of needed to. We have no way to get it otherwise. So we lose the gator to this and this. This comes in, and I don't know what it does. Possibly kills the, Thunder Rocks? I don't know. Chat being ball busters today. Chat being colossal ball busters today. So we either have to remove the clinic, like the other things, and leave Smother Mother for last, or eliminate the Smother Mother in one fell swoop, which we're not going to do without a poll. They'll have heal online next turn. If your heart is going to die, don't let it. Also, very sound John Madden advice. It has 1,000 health. So we can't kill it with this and this, which is a little unfortunate, because I would love to put this on here, just to, like, because I don't care as much about this thing. Big Brain Plays is right. I guess Salesman, in all seriousness, to actually try and answer your question, I think we just need more, like, you gotta be more specific about what the challenge is in particular. If it's just higher level phobies, I mean, there's stuff you can do, but there's only so much that you can do, right? So they can get the spider here. I don't think we can allow that. I don't think we can afford to lose any bodies either. Like, I think just stabilizing and saying, all right, we're even for now. Come get me. Is our answer. We have more phobies. We have a poll, so we can start picking apart their team if they ever leave anything exposed. Yep, they're going heart. I had a feeling that was happening. Yeah, if you had, like, I was talking about this offline, Salesman. I'll go into more detail after this game, because obviously this one's really cooking my brain, but it does come down to an extent, like, hold on a second. Can I race this? What are they at? We're at the same exact health. They're doing 16. Like, they're in position first. Can I race this? I don't know. If we come back, I think they get us. So they can equalize the panic points with Clinico. Yeah, that makes sense. We can't quite one-shot Clinico either, which is a little unfortunate. I think they got us. I could have tried to run back, and we might have made it. Maybe, but it's also possible that, like, I go in and then just die. So here's the question. Can I afford to put the damage on the Clinico. This is going to be 16, 26, 31. This is 12, 6. 12 and 6 is 18. 6 is 24. Does it matter? 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess it doesn't matter. Like, they can't actually threaten any of our stuff. I was a little concerned maybe they kill this and recap this point, but even then it shouldn't matter. Whew. 700 health, chat. Not the tightest game we've seen. We've seen ones that went with way lower health, but still very close. Games like these are so dramatic. It's true. I gotta save these for the stream, Morbid.
Anxiety grows. Look at their heart beating with panic.
Although, I will admit, in the last couple days, this is not the first game that I've had with Miss Moffat beating up the heart specifically, which is weird when you think about it. But, GG. Scoposium seems to always lead to these long-ass games. But, alright, let's talk about what I wanted to say to Salesman. So, when you're on an enormous losing streak, like I've been recently, this starting yesterday, because I was like, oh, I'll play a couple games, and then all of a sudden I'm playing 30 games because I kept losing. And I finally got back to my starting point today. I didn't even get it back yesterday. And I've had this before, both on stream and off stream. Obviously, the key is to avoid tilting. That can literally mean stop playing, because you need to come back at this game with a fresh mind and calm nerves, because you will absolutely tilt. And tilting will lead to bad plays, because you'll just be like, well, can I just get lucky once? And this is not a game of luck. Yes, you might outlevel somebody once in a while, but then you're going to get even more tilted if somebody does legitimately outplay you, and they are under-leveled stress-wise compared to you, or even level when you've been getting clobbered by people with more levels. So, what's the biggest thing that I suggest, aside from not tilting, is one of these. In case you can't tell, this is a little notebook. Now, this happens to be a life counter notebook that I had from, and I'm not exaggerating, 12 years ago, because they would give these away at events when I was playing WoW, specifically from Arcane Brilliance. If anybody remembers them, here, I'll show you. If anybody actually cares. It's probably bleached out by the light, but anyway. So this is just life counters, but I keep it as a notepad. I also have, like, this magnetic thing to do it as well. But here's the point. I just realized the marker thing for it is gone. The stylus.
Your turn deserves another.
Take notes on, well, what killed me this game. I mentioned it in Discord offline that I think what's been costing me a lot of games is the double turret setup. And I haven't really talked about it tonight, and I was planning to. But the double turret setup has been a thorn in my side. Now, single turret I'm losing to as well. And I'll get outplayed for a variety of reasons, both those and other ones. But double turret setup seems to be the biggest issue. Now, I'm going to use this as an example, and it may not be relevant to you in particular. But here's the thing. Get a little hydrate action first. Here's the thing. When you're on a losing streak, you need to identify what is causing you to lose. If it is legitimately levels, because your opponent outlevels you by 50 stress levels, or maybe they don't outlevel you by stress levels, but all the phobies they use are beating yours by like 4 levels. Alright, that's a significant gap, and no, there's probably not much you can do about that if they aren't making errors. Now, depending on what your stress level is and what theirs is, they may be making a ton of errors anyway. But you need to identify, is it really the levels? Like, go back and look at the games and figure out, okay, yes, this is a game where I just got crapped on because they were up by 50 levels. There's nothing I can do. And legitimately, sometimes those games happen. But you need to truly determine, was that what caused the game loss? If it was not, okay, well, what was it? Yes, I made an error here. Okay, I need to tighten up my play. Or is it 5 or 6 games in a row that you noticed it was double turrets? That sort of thing. If there's something unique that you're seeing, and I was joking about it offline, that I think I'm like 102-0 against Noxious. That's not literally true, because I actually beat Noxious a couple times yesterday. I'm sure there have been other instances. But, oh, I have a story. Sucky actually showed up and was decent in one game, Morbid. I'll explain after this. But in all seriousness, if you can go back and look at your games, or even as you're playing, take notes and say, well, is this a thing? Is this a thing? Is this a thing? Am I worried about this or that? What was making me feel uncomfortable in those games? Then you need to think about offline, what is my game plan going into the game if I see that again? And that's where I'm at with the double turret setup. Just heard a weird ringing noise. Am I having an aneurysm right now? That was really weird, chat. It was really weird. It sounded like a howl, but like real far away. So ringing isn't... It was just weird. Anyway, point is if you want to improve, you need to identify what's going wrong first. You can't fix a problem if you don't know what it is. And that's where I'm at with the double turret thing, is I need to identify, how the hell am I going to answer Bowmangles and Stabby? Still not sure. But we're going to figure it out. I refuse to believe that there is not an answer. Now, I may not have the answer, because somebody mentioned offline, I think in the main Discord, and it wasn't directed at me, it was just in general, but that Poison Ivy is a potential answer to... Isn't Poison Ivy 3 cost? No, it's a 4 cost, but Poison Ivy might be a good answer to Stabby. It's not a great answer to Bowmangles for obvious reasons, but it potentially is a good answer. Now, if I get Poison Ivy tonight, which I'm not going to, but like if I got it tonight, I'd still need to level it up to be relevant. But maybe that is the answer, and I just don't have access to it. Or maybe it is, I need to play differently. I'm not sure. Yeah, and don't do it right. Well, depending on you personally, Salesman, and this goes for everybody out there, you may be able to look at the game and immediately go, yep, that was it. If you're tilted, realistically, I know from my own tilt, you're not in the frame of mind. I distinctly remember times when I was playing card games, and I remember people flipping out, like losing their mind, screaming at tournaments, because somebody's like, well, you could have won that matchup if you did X, Y, and Z. And they're like, no, because I couldn't have done that, because then, and then just went off on a tirade. And it's like, no, actually, you could have won that matchup if you did what the other person's saying. Or the other person should never have opened their mouth, because both that person doesn't want to listen right now, or they could be wrong about the suggestion, and the person who lost is correct. But it again goes back to frame of mind. Like, are you in an appropriate mental state in order to try and take the feedback, look for feedback, that sort of thing? If you're on tilt, I've got to get better at it. Like, I need to just stop and do something else. Like in this case, like if I'm streaming, do a game review, take a quick break, something like that. Because if I'm tilting, I'm making more mistakes. It's just the way it is. And that's not everybody. There are times in my life where that wasn't the case. I would tilt and then I would focus more. But right now, that's not where my brain is. I wasn't playing when Triskaidekaphobia was a thing, but I know the card, and I didn't even know that that was even remotely playable. Bowmangles less than Zappy? I mean, yes, but we're trying to find answers to the things that aren't twice the cost, because yes, I would expect a 6-key to crap on a 3-key, right? Unicorn Gesundheit opening options? I mean, I don't know about that one. I just need more XP, or I mean, I could level it up now, but like, I'm trying to bank XP so that way I can get levels on specific things. Spud is probably one of them, because I really do want to level up Spud. Right now, its damage output is anemic. But chat, let's do some game reviews. So just to remind everybody, if you want to get your game reviewed, you do have to hit up the Randoms Thoughts Discord, but please keep in mind that you got to go to the Game Reviews channel. If you read it, I promise it will explain what you got to do. There's a Google form, and it just asks you for all the details that I always ask for. You know, your in-game name, your opponent's in-game name, when it was played, that sort of thing. And it's just to keep it organized so that way, because this is a better methodology than what I was doing before. It was getting a little too sprawling. I couldn't quite find all the games when I wanted to, so this is going to work out better long-term. Just got to get people used to it. And I've had multiple people message me saying they were having some difficulty with it, but it's really not that bad. Alright, Morbid. You gotta favorite your games. Please, people, favorite the games. But this, I think, is it. This is 812. Yep. When you're this far ahead, you can do pretty much anything you want to do. So are you trolling your opponent here, Morbid? I'm so happy that I got Paschetti, but then I just don't use Paschetti anymore. Has it fallen off level-wise, Scrungle? I want to try Paschetti. My last game was a much better submission, but this game is a rollout. There were a bunch of games that were lost due to the patch that, unfortunately, they looked good. And the patch just hit too quickly. I didn't expect it to hit that fast. Which I'm happy for, but it is what it is. So we get an interesting opener from our hero, Morbid, here in the blue trunks with a Murder Wing. We talked about it before. I think the Murder Wing is, quote-unquote, unpunishable, taking this spot. I don't know that I would. I mean, you have to if you don't have access to Snowball. I didn't check what the stress level was, but if this is below 40 stress, then yes, you take this because odds are they can't punish it, and you don't have Snowball in order to take the center spot. And then obviously you can just slide up and take it with this anyway. It's a little interesting that our bad guy here went for Pterodactyl. They are giving up an enormous amount of board position here. Because it's now a 4-0 panic point advantage. And speaking of Noxious, who has been the bane of my existence and basically the entire time I'm playing Phobies, we see a Noxious here which pseudo counters the Pterodactyl. No, it won't kill it, but it can't get the poison healed off, and it's going to bring it into range so that it will eventually be able to die. So I like this Noxious play. But we get a 4-1 panic point advantage. This is really strange, because this is a double sheep hit here. For seemingly no reason. But we get a Motherlode follow-up, which is now in position to at least assist on the sheep takedown. But, like, Noxious didn't have to be here. Gravedigger didn't have to be here. You could have just guarded the center point and then murdered the sheep. I mean, is it a bait? They're not going to get a better sheep hit than this. Yes, you will get their sheep, which we've talked about it before. I don't like sheep to begin with. But now you're going to have to muffin the Noxious. Why do you think that, Luffy? No one defends their spawn that well?
As torture, those that fear you make you stronger.
So we do get the Noxious running away. I assume a Clinic... No, oh, you do get Clinico this early. Wait, I thought you said you were stress level 21, Morbid. What level do you get Clinico at? I thought it was 30. Obviously not, but... Clinico's 20? I thought Ginsting was 20. Moffat's 30, okay. That's fair. I mean, I get the Clinico setup. I just don't know... Like, you could have basically done the same thing, but still had the Noxious and everything out here. Basically, you end up with a dead sheep, but still have everything in the center without poison in order to threaten poisoning these things. That's kind of cool. I actually like this. This is going to die anyway, right? So you might as well get this. It disrupts the Erratic from getting a clean shot onto the Motherlode, which is obviously the big carry at this point. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Since we got the Gravedigger break early on, for whatever reason, bad guy broke the top one with their Gravedigger instead of the bottom, meaning that there is a clear shot for our hero here to the bottom, but not for the bad guy. Important point because we have a 4-to-1 panic point advantage. This Pterodactyl, for the record, has done basically nothing. I mean, now it takes down a Murder Wing. But we're going to see a 5-to-0 panic point advantage, and bad guy here is at 3150 heart health. And they're not in a position, you know, like, they'll be able to recap this top one. Okay, sure. But they're not really in a position in order to recap a whole lot. I mean, even this stuff, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, neither of these can reach this. You could put something on the center spot, but it's going to die. Hence the repositioning from this Mother Lode. This Mother Lode covers these two. I don't know about the invade with the Bachelor, that's a little weird. But we do get a Flesh Crawler. It's something that I need to try and leverage more as well. Maybe those double turret setups, if I can bank to 7, maybe I dive with Flesh Crawler. Because they're not really going to be able to get out of the way all that easily. Alright, so we get the takedown on Clinico. Get the yoink onto Noxious. This seems like it must have been a bait also, because this was obviously going to happen. But this thing might just be dead. Yep. In fact, a dead poison dragon. This Murder Wing is not long for the world, and it's still going to be a 4-to-1 panic point advantage. I agree with the initial assessment. When you're this far ahead, it doesn't really matter. Noxious Flesh and Bachelor purely key bait to keep him in the south. I mean, the Bachelor served a purpose initially. The Noxious I can see as keeping them occupied, and I can see that as a play. I don't know that you even necessarily needed to offer it up, because, again, I don't think that they could have recapped enough points quickly enough. As long as you stood something on the bottom point that didn't, you know, die and then immediately they could recap it, I don't think they could even cover it. But either way, GG, yeah, that was very much a beatdown. Well played there, Morbid. Well played. One other thing I'll add for the game reviews is, since it's in the spreadsheet now, it'll be cleaner and easier for people to see when their games were reviewed. I had tons of people who were asking, and this way I don't have to remove them in order to clear up space, because there is a character limit in Discord. So this will make it a little bit, hopefully it'll make it easier for everybody to follow along with the class and see what's going on. Funny thing is, I only killed 2 things, sheep and cowbell. That's true. I mean, ultimately, you were able to control the board, which is something that, you know, there are plenty of games where it's not just diving the heart. And Murder Wing, yeah. It's not just diving the heart. You can control the board and still win that way. You pressure your opponent. And clearly, your opponent was too scared to go in on anything for the most part. Or fight for the board. So, I guess we'll do one more game review and then I'll take a quick break, chat. We actually have somebody who hasn't submitted one before, or I don't recognize this name. I'm going to say Kiwi. I don't know how you pronounce this person's name. Person? Correct me. Because I apologize. I don't know how to say your name. Another person who forgot to favorite it, but that's okay. Unorthodox tactics! Exclamation point. Calculated decision at turn 11. Let's see. So we're zoning into Magnificent, which is actually... This is rotated out, right? Pretty sure it has. Should have mentioned that on the last game, but whatever. Mobizi pulled out, gave him 0 option to retake the board. They needed to push. They needed to push in that game, Morbid. So we do get the attempted punish here on the Murder Wing. It does soften it up, which means that it can't... Ah, this is going to live. This is going to live. Level 10 Murder Wing going to live through this attack from here. 1, 2, 3. You can't get a snowball on here. So I didn't double check the stress levels, but if you have a level 10 Murder Wing, I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that there's an available snowball. So this is abnormal, but not unreasonable, for all the reasons that we talked about in the last game. So the first obstacle break goes to bad guy here with the Gravedigger. And we get a Gesundheit follow-up. I'm not a fan of Gesundheit in general, but especially not on large maps. I've seen it a lot on Magnificent, and truly I'm not really sure why. But similar to last game, 4-0 panic point advantage. We get the Jin Sting up here. This is going to mean a dead Contortio in the near future, and this is one of my personal favorites on this map, getting Crushmore set up. Breaks the block, obviously in position to immediately crush the 1-drop that's probably going to get run out here. Therefore, you can follow up with your own 1-drop quickly. Or they're just going to send Gravedigger. And a follow-up Noxious once again. Gesundheit is built more for small maps. That's my opinion. I mean, Gesundheit represents an enormous amount of damage. But any map with lava like this, especially ones with big or large maps, makes Gesundheit's life much more complicated than it needs to be. Honestly, I think this Contortio should have died. You could have sent... So, hold on. I want to see the board state at the beginning of this turn. You could have put Jin Sting here and then flown this over and killed it just to get it off the board. Yes, you'll take damage from this, but who cares? It's one hit. I guess preserving a life isn't bad. 448. 434. You're not going to kill it, but they're not going to kill the Murder Wing either. I think you kill the Contortio just to get it off the board so they have less board presence and can't quite as easily recap points. It's less about the Contortio, more about back capping. Maybe he's looking to keylock. It's possible, but it's only 5 phobies right now. And they didn't bank, so it's not like they're going to crap out a ton of phobies this turn. It's possible, but I don't know. I think you'd rather eliminate the potential board position here, because now they're just going to kind of bully you here. They're trying to set up a good Noxious hit. I do like this back cap with the cat. I don't know that I like this. So this is ultimately going to be trading Murder Wing for Contortio. But you are up 4-1 panic points, 5-0 panic points. So this is super aggressive. Obviously, Murder Wing is dead. It's just a matter of how it dies. Now, the difference here, and I can kind of respect the Murder Wing now. So, the Murder Wing is now above 600 health. So that means either double Hevo hits have to kill it, or a Hevo hit and a Gesundheit, which means that the Gesundheit will die one way or another. If the Hevo stays, it's dead, because between these two and maybe a stray cat hit, it's toast. So this is actually pretty cool. Obviously, the Cowbell's going to die. And we see another Gravedigger taking the bottom. The block replace is obnoxious, but not the end of the world. Excuse me. So we did have a bank into a boss. This is actually kind of scary here, because while there is a panic point advantage blue, Noxious is in position to cause trouble. We got the boss ready to cause trouble. This is going to be a lot of AoE going down. And you're really far away from spawn, so you're not necessarily going to just go, oh, well, I'll pop out a Clinico and start healing stuff up. We do get the preemptive Clinico. Preemptive Clinico. Which makes sense. You can't push it too far out because it could just die. The cat's clearly toast, but like I said, a lot of AoE. 1,300 plus poison. 800 plus poison. Health remaining, I mean. This is a lot of stuff that's going to be very, very dead soon. Scritch. Really? I have to admit, I didn't see Scritch coming. I I imagine the Noxious goes down. You actually didn't need to kill this. Hold on. I want to pause it, because this is going to get hit with the boss fire. I don't know that it matters. So this has 139 health. Yeah, this would have died to the boss fire. So you don't have to hit it with the Jin Sting, which means like another hit could have gone down onto boss if it matters. Obviously, the Crushmore gets saved by the Clinico. Calculated move on turn 11? Yes, it did. Which I guess was this. To... Like, wait. Turn 11 is the turn where they kill the Hevo. And then you end up with this board state. I guess it was to get the Noxious in order to set up the Clinico? They didn't say specifically what the calculated play was, but... I'm a little confused, because that one... I mean, it's a good play. I guess it was a calculated risk or loss of assets. You get what I mean? And we get a sheep. More sheep. So just like that, bad guys' forces are looking pretty anemic. Obviously, Jin Sting's gonna go down. That was kind of expected. This is a little weird. It's not terrible. Not terrible. Yeah, we'll talk about that after this game, Atona. Like, I don't know about the... Whenever you have a power-up, whether it's Gonzo or Scritch, and you only get one activation out of it, it always feels terrible. So this Klepto is dead? Wow, that's Xaxes. 496, 496, that hurts. Gravedigger to clear the block. Alright. Still a panic point advantage, good guys. So, bad guys at 3,600 health, but it's not like it's 4-0 or 5-0 or something. Another big AoE going down? Nope, just a regular attack. This one's kind of going back and forth, truthfully. The boss is still pretty healthy. We haven't seen a Clinico or other heal out of our bad guy, but they only have one key left, so I guess the damage on the boss is now effectively permanent. Yes, there could be a muffin, but, you know. Dead Gravedigger. So, Scritch is not back online yet. I think the follow-up phobies from Bad Guy leave a little bit to be desired. I'm not sure what the Inoculus is for. Honestly, I wouldn't have minded a Clinico here. This might be a dead boss. This is a dead boss, because this can go in and this can go in. I get wanting that final parting shot, but you absolutely need to run away and maybe run this way. No, because you would have got hit twice. I guess it doesn't matter. You can't hit and walk away, because... And just like that, I think that's the end of the game. Like, that's gotta lock everything up. Yes, there's a panic point advantage, bad guy, but... They have 4 phobies to 3, 6, 7. And it doesn't particularly matter what they are. It matters, but not really. Boss's legs? What's wrong with Boss's legs? Oh no, you didn't even kill the Gravedigger. Oh no. At this point, I assume bad guys just kind of like phoning it in. Muffin makes its long trek to get that Hevo. Got there. Yeah, this is just locking bad guy out of the game, because there's no way you're recapping enough points. Like, the Scritch is not long for this world. Inoculus takes 1,000 years to do anything. Like, you could cap this middle point, but who cares? Honestly, our hero could just send Hevo and Crushmore to the heart and probably be fine. Down goes Scritch. Yeah, we're just watching the death throws at this point, Chad. So that turn 11, like, I get it, taking the calculation there. I guess it's worth it. I guess it's worth it because basically you traded Jin Sting for a bunch of their stuff. And it got boss to... Like, it took time to actually kill the boss, but you were able to whittle it down over the course of the game because it had to expose itself up here. Assassin Clinico, shout out to chat. But GG, well played. Thank you for submitting the game. And if you want to get your own game reviewed, hit up the Random Thoughts Discord. It'll be in the description of this video. All the instructions are in there. I know I repeated it a couple times tonight, but just to remind everybody. By the way, likes and subscribes do help. Seriously. Definitely want to get them. Trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Feel real good. So, yeah, Tona, I watched a quick stream of that new Magic card game. I can't quite tell. It seems like I don't know if they changed the rules or not. Or is it a game of Magic and you just don't have land? Because honestly, if they're going to go with Magic game design principles, as opposed to the Hearthstone LOL random nonsense, I'd be okay with playing that. As much as I dislike Magic, because the big issue is mana screw for me. Now, I also have qualms about Magic's game design principles, but I think they are better than Hearthstone's, or at least the way it was. Trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. Feel good. Yes. It's an if-then-else statement. If we hit 1,000 subscribers, then I will feel good. Likes and subscribes. Just wait until like and subscribe comes back in the rotation. I hated that map. That map was... I just absolutely hated that map. You want a game? Nice, salesman. Cheers. Jack, can we get some chomps in the chat? Maybe some bees for salesman getting off that losing streak? Gotta get out of them losing streaks. Weird thing is, much as lands are hated, just generically getting +1 resources turn isn't exactly perfect either. Missing your curve is the same as missing a land drop. It introduces other problems, but that's why I'm curious, is combat different? Like, are they going with Hearthstone combat, or is it regular Magic combat? Because that drastically changes things. And I'd be curious... There we go, we get a little bees action. Bees! Phobies loves his top-heavy looking Phobies. Oh, is that what you were talking about with Boss? I mean, it's the stylistic stuff. You don't really see it on here, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. But yeah, Tona, I don't know. You'll have to let me know how the combat works, because it may be a better... it may be a better game than Hearthstone. I think Wizards will pull the rug out from under it after, like, 2 years at most, but... Would I do a Zelda rando or rando for Super Mario 64, the 1,000-Year Door? People have asked about the Paper Mario stuff before. I would not be able to stream Zelda or Super Mario 64. Well, I guess they're on the Switch, I think. and I could do it that way, but I don't really know what the randomizers are for that. I haven't played those games in so long. Honestly, I don't really like Zelda or Mario games, truthfully. Also, weirdly enough, discourages aggro, going 1-drop followed by 2 1-drops, runs underneath less things if they can't hiccup. Mana-wise, yes, but I think that's a positive. I also don't know if they have unique cards for this, because obviously I don't recognize any of the new cards. It's fuzz, I thought it was a bug. I don't know if there's dedicated cards for this one. I'd be curious. There's a lot of things that I'm curious about. The fact that it's only on mobile leads me to believe that there's going to be a lot of things that I'm not going to like about it. Plus, they wouldn't want something that actually competes with Magic. So, I don't know. It's weird. It's really strange to me that they're producing another Magic card game that's not literally Magic. I only saw it on iOS and Android. I didn't see it on Steam. Or if it's offered anywhere else, like just as a PC download. But it's weird to me that they would even offer it as an option. Especially, like, whether you make it distinct from Magic, like the mana, or not. It's like, well, okay, but aren't you just eating your own lunch? It is on Steam. All right, that's better for me. I'll add it to the list of things to try. Because if it was on mobile, I was like, yeah, maybe. But there's a bunch of other cards. Like, I want to play more Mythgard. I would like to play Warhammer Legions. The only reason I haven't streamed it is because one of the demon heroes, which is actually one of the ones I like to play because the play style just it's like a Slaanesh demon for anybody familiar with Warhammer. It's not actually Slaanesh, but assuming that's how you pronounce it. But yeah, played a little Mythgard lately because of nostalgia. I'm looking forward to it. All right, Chad, we'll do an arena game, then I'm going to take a quick break, and then we'll probably finish out with some arena before we switch over to variety, because I do want to play some Cult of the Lamb tonight. Chad, speaking of movies, because I was talking about Prey earlier, they announced a new animated Mortal Kombat movie, a third one. It actually looks really cool. They're going to bring in, it looks like Deadly Alliance / Deception. The movies, the animated movies, have gone with their own storyline. Like, there are characters that die that don't normally die. The second movie was basically Mortal Kombat 2 and 4. Well, it was 2, 3, and 4, and it did some really weird stuff comparatively. I don't know, it's really strange. It's good, but it's different. Alright, so we're back on Exponential Decay, or Rent Past Due, if you don't remember. The animated movies have been good so far. I really like them. I was a little put off by the changes that were done in 1, the first one. But ultimately, I did... 2, 3, so I can't hit it. Ultimately, I did like it. Or do like it. I think it was really well done. That's weird. Why start Muffin? Arbitrary 1-drop, I guess? So, I tried this offline. I do want to try doing more Snowball openers on here. You don't like the new name? I don't know why it had to be changed, Roxwan. I'm very curious. We were talking about this earlier. No idea why it had to be changed. I was hypothesizing something weird with the patch, but I don't have the foggiest idea what it would be that would cause that. Yeah, I saw some, was that you that posted in Discord, Taco? I'm curious about that game. I'm always interested in new card games. I've been playing Death and Glory offline. It's still in beta. I put the video up for it. I do like it. It's just without PvP right now, I don't really want to play against bots. I have no clue what I'm going to do on this map, Motherload. We're going to learn together more because I haven't played this map in forever. Gotta try it someday on stream? Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. it's tough to get all the games on stream, given my schedule. Like, if I'm gonna do Phobies as much as I want to do Phobies, it's difficult to do. I mean, that happens every once in a while, Doc, but not frequently enough for me to worry about it. So if we go take this, we're going to get spit on by this. I don't know that we can tank it. We also can't kill this immediately, so we're just going to avoid it for now. Now, we're going to stay here so we can threaten it, so they have to respect what we're doing. Do we want a 7? I don't think so. I think we're fine with a 6 or like 5-1, so we do this. We can try and get Rambolina online next turn and or Spider. Not and. Mostly bad memories of this map. This is a weird map. I like this map. But it is weird. It is weird. This is 2,700 health. 8, 12, 13. We also can't quite kill this thing. Which is unfortunate. We do have to pull back here. I don't even know if there's a point in hitting this. They have their own booper here. We could have killed some of this stuff, but this is now Exponential Decay, Forgo, is the name of the map. It was kind of an odd change. Like I said, I don't really know why it needed to be changed, but change it did. Our opponent's playing this pretty well. So we could circle around and boop this forward, but I don't think we have anywhere near enough damage. Like, I guess it's not impossible, but it's 4, 8, 12, 17, 23, 24, 25 maybe? Alright, so they did this appropriately. If we go here, it should boop it this way. I don't know that that's worth it. That doesn't really do anything. We don't really have the damage output for Spider, do we? I'm not a huge fan of this clustering here. If they come in and boop, it won't go anywhere. Shouldn't. If we push this way, that doesn't get us anything. Could have ended up here with Rambolina, and that's not great. So they have to kill the Spider in order to vomit on the Murder Wing, which I think is what they were trying to set up. They're going heavy on melees, that's true. I mean, they do have the vomits down here. So if we don't kill this, we can't go here, because that means that we'll get booped. Oh boy. Well, they are no longer all in on melee. $1,000, 15, 20. They probably kill this.
Glorious is glorious.
I don't know that I like this. I want the spider to be there, and I can't really put cassowary safely anywhere else. So, what I should have done, but I'm not going to undo it this late in the turn, is possibly gotten a jar online in order to kill whatever was here. No, we couldn't have reached it. I also don't know that we needed to put Murderwing here. The reason being is that I don't know if Jinsting would have gotten booped into the abyss or straight back. Jinsting... Yeah, it actually might. Despite this, it might, because it's gonna... If they go in and hit the Jinsting specifically, it'll displace it. I have no idea how this will work, chat. Like, legitimately zero idea. Like, why didn't that get displaced into the pit? Seriously, I'm not complaining, but like, why didn't that happen? Sense. It makes none. Like... I am, in fact, confused. I need more water, chat. I'm sweating to death. I don't think they can kill the Rambolina either. If I were them, I'd be upset about that. Isn't that how it always is, Scrungle? We can get this, but I don't know that it's worth it. Maximum phobies. Your fireball is down. They could kill the snowball. We have a panic point advantage, so we'll see. Ginseng actually is static. By all known laws of aviation, the Ginseng shouldn't fly. What are you talking about? It's filled with bees. They can lift it up, right? Womp womp. The Rambolina was a mistake. I should have positioned differently, and then the Rambolina would have lived. All of this is poor positioning, because now I can't even punish this thing. So that's 9 and 5 is 14, and 8 is 22. Actually, we can kill this. It's just a matter of what we lose in the process. We're going to lose a lot in the process, but it's probably worth it. Ginseng decided not to get a Big Mac today, instead got a salad. What? Are you trying to say that he's too heavy to sink? I'm not sure where that's going.
Is the mark of a master.
Wouldn't it be if he was heavier, he would be too fat to then get knocked off into the pit?
That felt quite therapeutic.
So, what do they have? I didn't even check their other abilities. I was concerned about getting that thing offed. Alright, so Ginseng's gonna eat it. Shocker, right? I'm not sure what the foul was trying to counter. Honestly, the foul was the main reason that I went for this. Ginseng got a devious walk. I mean, Ginseng is walking around on his hands. Or arms, I guess. Did they qualify as hands? She killed the cassowary. Foul out here trying to counter Snowball? I mean, it does happen, I guess. Innocuous and Stabby. Those are, in fact, some things that can be done. We actually can't kill this freaking thing. We actually might have been able to. I needed to pull it, and then we might have been able to get it. Nah, we're just gonna keep this alive. I don't see a point in wasting this right now. Mistakes. It's annoying that you can click on it and it'll do the thing, but it won't move. This was a mistake. It's probably just going to get diseased. All I really want is Paddles. Paddles is pretty good. Just got buffed. So this was a mistake because we don't quite have a bully position completely yet. Could have put Moffat on the fire, pull foul to where it makes a straight line with the dog, then spawn it with Hevo. I couldn't hit it with Hevo in that position, like from where I started, but yes, that's basically what I needed to do. Was to get the pull so that way I get things, like swing Hevo this way, and then I would have gotten more surface area. The foul walk is so weird. It's hilarious, but weird. Is the way to submit game review different? I haven't checked, but I remember you talking about, yes, salesman. There is, in the first post in the game reviews, is a link to the Google form so that you can send in a game review. The reason I'm doing that is it puts everything in a spreadsheet on the back end so I can keep it more organized, and that way people can know when their games are reviewed a little bit easier. Because it sounded like a lot of people were having a lot of challenges with it. Better beat this Leprechaun imposter. Oh yeah, I forgot, Fuse. You do have that. Actually, you know what? We do this here. Then we do this here.
The bigger the phobia, the harder they fall.
And then we can just yoink whatever and annihilate it, I hope. We're out of range of all of their stuff. We have a panic point advantage. They have to come into us. Kentucky Fried Chicken strikes again, exactly. The only reason I was screwing around with the sequence for that is because obviously I didn't want it to land in the fire. It also, if I left it here, would have been able to get hit by this and this. And this. So, like, we would have taken a bunch of Hevo damage for no purpose. That's funny, Morbid. KFC is giving Ginseng diarrhea? Oh no. Dysentery is not the way you want to go, chat. Like that is no bueno. You would not be happy about that one. Wonder how many people got an ultra rare in the first Force pack? Good question. If you're gonna do this, I'm just gonna pick your team apart. So they're actually gonna get the panic point out of this, which is a little obnoxious, but not the end of the world. Because I'm gonna let it die to the fire. Oh no, it dies first. Yeah, sequencing. Sequencing. So in real talk chat, offline, I had a game similar to this that I threw super hard. Basically from a similar position to this. Hence why I was saying the game was similar. Just to repeat the word similar a few more times. Similar. And the reason I lost it is because I just neglected... I was being lazy about some of my phobia positioning, basically. If you go here, does that... Like, you can hit it once, but then we'll get one more yoink. If you come down here, that doesn't matter. Like, we're not going to push much more damage onto this, I mean. We might as well just let it be. Because we could poison it with the spider, but I don't want to get too cute with this. Quagmire yoink to pit. I mean, we could set it up here, but I didn't have the yoink available. Damage stays between turns, Atona? Really? This is basically a different game. They're just slapping magic on it. Because that's a lot of differences. Huh. I'm very curious about that game. Alright, so I think we can yoink this and kill it. I mean, I'm sure we can. If we can't kill this thing, I'm gonna be super annoyed. But there's no way. We do have to invest more resources than I want to, but, I mean, they're gonna kill the spider. And then, like, what do you do from here? I'm gonna cap this bottom point with Pterodactyl. You can't ever advance onto anything, because I'll murder it. Does your opponent know when you do that, Atona? Yeah, this cowbell has, like, this cowbell is a journeyman. Absolutely been flying around the map and putting in a lot of work. How often do you see a cowbell last this long, right? So from here on out, we basically just pass turn unless they decide to come in. Which they basically can't. In fact, I'm not even going to bother. I'm going to go after this. Even if they cap this panic point, I don't know that it makes a material difference. That was weird. That was a really weird undo. What? I assume you mean the horizontal laser? One move not undead phobies, worst fears are resurrect phobies. Yeah. I can agree with that. We're not going to get double fire effects, so we just need to make sure this is low enough. Yes, it is. I want to try and make Cowbell go up here, but there's no way. I'm trying to preserve the Cowbell's life. Not like it really matters, but... Inoculus is practicing his aim. He needs more practice, then. Because that was not where it should have gone. This girl is on fire. Yep. Who remembers that song? That song came out a long time ago, didn't it? I'm a certified level 5 Hydra Haver now. Nice. I have one match going in the end game for my Jar versus Jeeves. You know, that's not unwinnable depending on the scenario. We may have tilted our opponent. on RCO. Still not unwinnable. It's not great, but not unwinnable. Depends on a few circumstances. You could probably tank one hit from the Jeeves. Headed for face, he's got 1.4k and I have 5k left on heart. You could probably do that, although you're going to have to obviously dodge traps. You got to run the gauntlet. I think we tilted our opponent. GG. It happens. Not bad, chat. We did okay tonight. We did pretty well tonight. All things considered. That feels like it's going to have weird gameplay implications, Atona, because, you know, like, anything that triggers off of things dying, could you not just loop it then?
My heart beats with anticipation.
GG. GG. We got there, chat. We can win at the video game. It's true. Believe it or not, it happened. Alright. Positive MMR gain stream, it's true. And I'm only, 29 games out from this. Look like Royal Giant from Clash Royale? I'd have to look that up. I remember that thing, but I haven't played that. Lamb time? Alright, chat's saying lamb time, so we'll switch gears. Unless people really want to do one more game review. Like I said, there's only 2 in the queue, so I could get them in tomorrow. It's not a big deal. I'm tired. Got a lot of stuff I got to do real life-wise tomorrow. But if you're not part of the Random Thoughts Discord, hit up the Discord. If you're watching this on YouTube, because I will pull this later, you can check it in the video description or come by the live stream, RTChompGG, over on Twitch. And of course, as always, likes and subscribes both on YouTube and the follows on Twitch definitely help. Hit the notification button so you know when I'm going live. But for now, that's going to do it. So as always, everybody, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And Black Lives Matter.